Hi guys, so we're talking composite charts, okay? So we want to see what happens when Venus is placed on the second house of a composite chart. All right. So a composite chart is a combination of two charts and then uh, the result is called a composite chart. We're talking relationships, so we are now looking at a composite chart from a relationship perspective. So what would happen when a planet such as Venus, a planet that represents beauty, love, romance, semen, a wife or a partner in a man's chart, women, femininity. It now goes and it's in the second house. What happens? Let's talk about it, guys. So, we need to know generally what a second house is. Um, in the original zodiac formation, the second house represents, values, our values, um, um, our principles, our materialistic assets, such as money. It represents our upbringing, like our basic upbringing. When we are kids, that's what the second house is. The second house can also tell us about our form of expression because it is representing our speech. The second house represents the mouth area, basically what we eat, like the intake of food. That would be the second house, all right? But now we're talking about a composite chart, okay? So, in the form of a composite chart, we are assuming that the couple is a person of their own, like they together are a person, you know? And then, so we're going to see what Venus is going to do. First of all, we must remember that Venus is also concerned about materialistic things, Venus represents liquid cash, for sure. Venus represents conveniences. Venus represents and is concerned about luxurious things. Venus likes pleasure, for sure. Venus likes sensuality, romance and the good things of life. Yeah, for sure, that's Venus for you, like the beauty and all. So now, in a couple, this planet representing all of these nice things is sitting in a house that is also concerned about the materialistic benefits or assets of our lives. So we can obviously see now here that when these two partners are together, they indulge in good food. Hey, like they put like an effort into getting good food. Now, of course, the definition of good food would depend on the ascendant. You know what I mean? Because if, for example, the ascendant is Sagittarius, then it would make the second house Capricorn. Okay, therefore it would be what ruled by Saturn. Saturn is all about limitation, so the couple might end up really like having lots of strictness towards their diet and what they put in their mouth. So, but overall, Venus likes to eat nice food, quality food for sure. We can also see that because this is a house of material assets, this couple can easily accumulate wealth. Okay, easily accumulate cash, and they can find pleasure actually in accumulating that wealth or that cash together. And this couple has like a common ground when it comes to shared values, like they have the same basic values, like of how the home should be, how the family should be, so they really like on the same page and in the most affectionate way. You know how like they would talk to each other here would be in a, I don't know, in a form, in a way that's like romantic, I would say. Like their speech towards each other is full of affection, is full of love, is full of understanding. Yeah, for sure, they are able to please each other just by the way they talk, for sure. Okay, and because we know that Venus is pleasure, and the second house is mouth. We can tell that their lips are doing a lot of work into giving each other pleasure, if you know what I mean. So, well, it's just that's just a part of a relationship, I would say. And with this house, we find with Venus here that it's looking at its seventh aspect, okay? And the seventh aspect that Venus is looking at is the eighth house. So, with Venus sitting here and looking at the eighth house representing sudden changes, representing transformations, representing death and rebirth, representing money of other people, representing secrets, representing unknown things, representing psychological subjects, representing occult underground matters. So now Venus is sitting here. Okay, in the second house. Okay, just imagine. Okay, sitting here in the second house and looking into that house that, has a lot of drama, dark matters, sudden things happening. Okay? Venus is affected for sure by what's happening in the eighth house. So this couple as much as they, share values, they woo each other with their speech, they eat good food, they talk to each other affectionately, they have same values, they accumulate their cash together, they are material together, they are also facing lots of sudden changes. Okay? And these sudden changes, you guys, are coming in the form of, I would say, subjects that are there to transform them as a couple. Okay? Because we must remember that the eighth house is actually the benefits of a marriage, or the house of results from a relationship or a partnership. Okay, because the seventh house is the partnership itself, and the eighth house is the benefits or the result of that partnership. So now, with this aspect from the second house, we can anticipate that with this money or these material assets that this couple is accumulating, they could be having I don't they could be like benefiting here from other people, because the eighth house is it represents monies of other people. So this couple could be having lots of cash because they are benefiting materially from other people. Okay, so we don't know for sure if maybe it's because of inheritance, or it's because they stealing the money, or is because they are just lucky to be getting inheritances, or maybe they getting interest from investments. Okay, because yes, interest is a benefit of your investment, but it's the bank that chooses how much they give you. So it's their money that they choose to share with you. Okay, we could also see or anticipate that, unfortunately, guys, there could be an affair that would affect this relationship, because the eighth house represents hidden things, taboo subjects. Okay, this is not for sure what would happen, because Venus is not sitting in the eighth house, but it's a possibility because Venus is facing the eighth house. So there's a possibility of an affair by either partner, okay, or of somebody else trying to have a relationship with one of the partners, okay? But there could be a scandal like that, because Venus is representing love and sex and romance, and the eighth house represents scandals. So you see, guys. And another thing that we can see is that for sure this relationship itself is not really an affair, but it could attract an affair. You see what I mean? The couple could also be interested to talk about, spiritual subjects and psychological subjects or matters. It would not really be their main focus because of the position, but it could be something that attracts them as a couple, for sure. And the couple could also uncover a lot of secrets. If let's say if let's say this Venus is really positive, because they like facing that eighth house of secrets, so people would just want to tell them secrets with their speech as a couple, their nice smooth speech. They could make people just spill all the tea to them. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, guys, this is basically what Venus in a second house would do in a nutshell. All right. I'll talk to you later, guys.